Good morning, Vandal. Today we are going to discuss about the characteristics of DC generators and what are the applications for the DC generator. Okay, this is the last topic in the DC generator. Okay, what are the characteristics are there in the case of a DC generator is first one is the open circuit characteristics. Okay, it is also called as the OCC characteristics, and no load characteristics are magnetizing characteristics. Okay, the open circuit characteristics, OCC characteristics are no load characteristics, magnetizing characteristics. Okay, second one is the internal characteristics. Okay, second one is internal characteristics, and third one is the external load characteristics. Okay, there are three characteristics to be analyzed for any types of DC generators. Okay, that type of characteristics will be drawn in between the E0 and the IF. Okay, E0 is the no load voltage and IF is the field current. Therefore, the graph is drawn in between the no load voltage to the field current. Okay, this type of characteristics is called as the no load characteristics or open circuit characteristics or magnetizing characteristics. Okay, understand ma? The graph is drawn in between no load voltage and the field current. Okay, then this type of characteristics are called as the no load characteristics or magnetizing characteristics or OCC characteristics. Okay, next coming to the second type of characteristics, that is internal characteristics. Okay, internal characteristics means the graph is drawn in between EG versus IA. Okay, in between EG versus IA. Okay, where EG is the generated EMF and IA is the armature current. EG is the generated EMF and IA is the armature current. Okay, therefore, the graph is drawn in between the generator EMF and the armature current. Then this type of characteristics is known as the internal characteristics. Okay, understand ma? Then this type of characteristics is known as internal characteristics. Okay, next coming to the external or load characteristics. Okay, that is V versus IL. Okay, coming to the external or load characteristics, that is V versus IL. V is the terminal voltage and IL is the load current. Okay, the graph is drawn in between the terminal voltage and the load current. Okay, the graph is drawn in between terminal voltage and the load current. Okay, this type of characteristics is known as the external load characteristics or external or load characteristics. Okay, first coming to the OCC or no load characteristics of separately excited DC generator. Okay, what is meant by separately excited? The DC generator is excited by the separate battery or separate voltage source. Okay, then this type of generator is called as the separately excited DC generator. Okay, this is the separately excited DC generator and this is the field winding. This field winding is excited by the voltage VF. Okay, by the voltage VF, and this is the armature. Okay, and this is the armature. That armature is connected to the load. Okay, in that we measure the terminal voltage V. Okay, by using this voltmeter, and we measure the armature current by using this ammeter A2. Okay, this is the ammeter A2. Okay, by using this ammeter, we measure the armature current. Okay, by using this voltmeter, we measure the voltage across the load. Okay, we measure the voltage across the load. And this is the A1. Okay, this ammeter A1 is measured. Is measured field current. Okay, this A1 is measured field current. Okay, the current flowing to the field winding that will be measured by ammeter A1. Ammeter A1. Okay, VF is the voltage that will be applied to the field winding. Okay, due to that voltage, the field winding is excited and then EMF is generated in this generator. Due to that EMF, armature current is produced. Okay, that current is measured by this ammeter A2, and this voltmeter is measured the voltage across the load, and this A1 is measured field current. Okay, this is the circuit diagram for obtaining the no load or OCC characteristics. First of all, what is the procedure for obtaining that OCC characteristics? Means OCC is the characteristics drawn between E0 versus IF. Okay, E0 versus IF. Okay, understand ma, where E0 is the open circuit voltage. Okay, E0 is the open circuit voltage and IF is the field current. Okay, the graph is drawn in between E0 versus IF. Okay, then that type of characteristics are called as the OCC characteristics. Okay, this is the E0 no load voltage. This is the E0 no load voltage, and this is the field current IF. Field current IF. Okay, then the graph is called as the OCC characteristics or no load characteristics. This is the open circuit characteristics or no load characteristics. The graph is drawn in between E0 versus IF. Okay, in this graph, the field winding is excited from a separate source. Okay, this is the field winding. Okay, this field winding is excited by VF. Okay, is excited by VF. Hence, field current is independent of the terminal voltage. Okay, therefore, this field current is independent of voltage V. Okay, the generator is driven by the prime mover at a rated speed. Okay, say constant speed, that is the NRPM. Okay, with S is in the open condition, field coil is excited by a potential diverter connection from a separate DC source, and field current is gradually increased by moving the minimum position. Okay, therefore the field current will be established the flux per pole. Okay, the voltmeter V connected across the armature terminals of the machine will record the EMF. Okay, this is the voltage. Okay, that will be that shows, this voltmeter shows the generated EMF, EG. Okay, that will be obtained in this generator. Okay, this EG is measured by using this voltmeter V. Okay, therefore E equal to PZ by 60 into pi by pi n. Okay, Pn by 60 is the constant, that is K. Okay, we consider as that is K. 60A, PZ by 60A equal to K. Okay, K into phi n, where K is the constant. Okay, where K is the constant. Okay, as the field current is increases, E0 is increases. Okay, this is the field current. Okay, if the field current is increases, therefore automatically E0 is increases, that is no load voltage. Okay, E0 versus IF plot at a constant speed n. Okay, first of all, we run the generator at a constant speed, that is n RPM. Okay, after that, we increasing that resistance. Okay, if we are increasing the resistance, automatically the field current is also increases, IF is increases. Okay, then if the IF is increases, automatically the generated EMF EG also increases. That means no load voltage. Okay, this voltmeter measures the no load voltage and A1 meter measures the field current. Okay, the excitation for that field winding is increases. Automatically the generator produces the more EMF, that is E0 at no load condition. At no load condition, when we are increasing this resistance, then IF is increases, automatically E0 is increases. Okay, and then note down the values for that IF and the E0 at various steps, and then plot the graph for E0 versus IF. Okay, and plot the graph for E naught versus IF. Then this graph shows the OCC characteristics. Okay, other words, OCC follows the BH characteristics. Hence, the characteristics is sometimes called as the magnetization characteristics. Okay, this type of characteristics is sometimes called as the magnetizing characteristics. Okay, understand the procedure to draw the OCC characteristics. Okay, how we will draw the OCC characteristics. Okay, it is the important to note that if the OCC is known at a certain speed n1. Okay, this OCC is known at a certain speed n1. Okay, we are considering as two OCC characteristics at different speeds, that is n1 and the n2. Okay, we are draw the two OCC characteristics at a different speeds, that is n1 and the n2. Okay, it is the important note that if the OCC is known at a certain speed n1, OCC at the other speed n2. Okay, this is the n1 OCC graph and this is the n2 OCC graph. Can easily be predicted from the EMF equation, that is equal to K into phi n, where K is the constant. That K is the constant. Okay, the EMF at a speed n1 from a field current IF, okay, from a field current IF producing the flux phi. Okay, producing the flux phi is E1 and is given by, therefore E1 is equal to K into phi N1. E1 is equal to K into phi 1. Okay, due to that N2 speed, we are developing the E2 speed. Therefore, E2 equal to K into phi N2. Okay, by using the EMF equation, okay, by using the EMF equation, we write down E is equal to K into phi N, where K is the constant. Okay, then by increasing the speed, that is N1 RPM, then E1 is equal to K into phi N1, and the speed is N2 RPM, then E2 equal to K into phi N2, E2 equal to K into phi N2, E1 equal to K into phi N1. Okay, therefore, the EMF E2 at a speed N2 is, then we calculate the E2 formula. Okay, therefore, E2 by E1. Okay, therefore, E2 by E1 is equal to, E2 value is K into phi N2 by K into phi N1. Okay, where K into phi gets cancelled, then E2 by E1 is equal to N2 by N1. Okay, then we obtain E2 by E1 equal to N2 by N1. Okay, by using this equation, we write down the formula, that is E2 is equal to E1 into N2 by N1. Okay, therefore, E2 equal to E1 into N2 by N1. Okay, this is the formula for deriving the E2. Okay, understand, ma? Okay, that will be observed in the graph. Okay, this is E2 by E1 is equal to N2 by N1. This is OCC characteristics at N1 speed, and this is OCC characteristics at N2 speed. Okay, both the OCC characteristics are drawn with respect to the EG versus IF, where IF is the field current and EG or E0 is the no load voltage. Okay, if increasing that IF value by varying the resistance, that will be connected to the, that will be connected across the field winding. Okay, then automatically E0 is also increases. And then draw the graph. Next, by using that graph, how we will develop the EMF. How we will develop the EMF. Okay, we are following these points for developing that EMF. EMF means the electromotive force. Okay, this is the OCC characteristics at 10 RPM. Okay, that will be drawn in between EG versus IF. Okay, that will be drawn in between EG versus IF. Okay, these characteristics are known as the no load characteristics or magnetizing characteristics. Okay, this is the no load or the magnetizing characteristics. Okay, by using these OCC characteristics, how we will build the EMF. Okay, that will be explained in the in these various points. Okay, for the buildup of EMF in the self-excited DC generator, the poles or magnets must have residual flux. Okay, the poles must have residual flux. Okay, therefore, if the generator is driven at a speed of n rpm, then a small voltage will be induced across the armature. Therefore, the armature rotates at a n rpm speed, then small voltages will be induced. Okay, then the small voltages will be induced across the armature. Okay, these voltages will be directly applied across the field circuit since it is connected in parallel with the armature. Okay, these voltages that will be directly applied to the armature. Okay, hence a small field current flows in the flux. Okay, hence a small field current, okay, that will be flowing into the additional flux. Okay, therefore it is so happened that this additional flux aids the already existing residual flux. Therefore, total flux now becomes more and generate the more voltage. Okay, how we will generate the more voltage means, okay, for a buildup of EMF in the self-excited, the pole must have residual flux. Okay, we are having the 4-pole mission. Okay, each and every pole having the residual flux. Okay, due to that residual flux, some currents will be produced. Okay, that currents is proportional to the armature. Okay, due to that currents that will be added some additional flux. Okay, due to that additional flux, more EMF will be generated. Okay, these more voltages will drive more field current, generating more voltages. Okay, both the field current and the armature generated voltages grow cumulatively. Okay, both the generated voltages will be varies. Okay, this process will be explained clearly for the plot shown in the above graph. Okay, initially voltages include due to the residual flux is observed OCC. Okay, therefore the field current thus produced can be obtained from the field circuit resistance and is given by OP and is given by OP or the PM. Okay, this will be, therefore more flux will be produced. Okay, due to that more flux, some more voltage will be added. OP field current, the flux increases and correspondingly induce the voltages. Therefore, OD to OQ and so on. This way, voltage build-up procedure continues allowing their stage. Okay, in this way, the voltage is built up OP, OD. Okay, this is the residual voltage. Okay, we observe this small graph. The OCC characteristics does not start in the zero voltage. Okay, it will be start from above the zero value. Okay, that voltage is called as the residual voltage. Okay, this is the EG generated EMF. And this is the IF, that is the field current. And this is the OCC characteristics. Okay, this is the 0 point. Okay, that EG, that OCC characteristics will be start above the rated some voltage. Okay, this voltage is called as the residual voltage or EMF buildup. Okay, this gap is called as the EMF buildup. How we will produce that EMF means, okay, the poles are producing the residual flux. Okay, due to that residual flux, some currents will be produced. Okay, due to that field currents, okay, we are developing the EMF. Okay, at each and every step, we are producing that EMF. Okay, that EMF is the OP/OD. Okay, this is the residual voltage that will be observed in this graph. Okay, this is the OCC characteristics and this is the tangent for that OCC characteristics. Okay, understand me? This is the tangent for that OCC characteristics. And OD to OQ. This is the voltage build-up procedure along the generator. Okay, that gap voltage is called as the residual voltage. Next, coming to the OCC are the no load characteristics for self-excited DC generator. How we will observe the OCC characteristics in the self-excited. Okay, this is the OCC characteristics for separately excited DC generator. Okay, understand ma? This is the OCC characteristics for separately excited DC generator. Okay, next coming to the OCC characteristics for self-excited DC generator. Self-excited DC generator. Okay, this is the diagram for that self-excited DC generator. Okay, what is meant by self-excited? The generated EMF is generate itself. Okay, that is called as the self-excited. Okay, the EMF is generate itself. Okay, this is the armature of that shunt generator and this is the field winding. Okay, what is meant by shunt generator? The shunt field winding is connected in parallel to the armature. Okay, understand me? The shunt field winding is connected. Okay, this is the shunt field winding. This shunt field winding is connected in parallel to the armature. Okay, this is the parallel connection. Shunt means the parallel. Okay, then this type of generator is called as shunt generator. Then this type of generator is called as shunt generator. And this is the circuit diagram for producing the no load characteristics of DC self-excited shunt generator. Okay, in this case, we are using the resistor. Okay, this is the variable resistor and ammeter. Okay, by using this ammeter, we measure the field current. Okay, by using this ammeter A1, we measure the field current IF. And this is the A2, okay, that is used to measure the armature current. And this is the voltage, voltmeter, okay, that will be used to measure the no load voltage that will be generated in this generator. No load voltage that will be induced in this generator. Okay, when we are varying this rheostat, automatically the field current is increases. Okay, automatically the field current is increases. Okay, if the excitation of that field current is increases, then automatically EG is also increases. Okay, EG is also increases. Therefore, this EG is measured by using this voltmeter. Okay, that EG is measured by using this voltmeter and this IF is measured by using this A1 ammeter. Okay, understand ma? Okay, by varying this rheostat, we will vary the different field currents. Okay, and then we note down the IF value and then we note down the IF value and EG are the E0 value at no load conditions. Okay, at various steps we are note down that IF and EG values. Okay, suppose this is 10 volts. Okay, EG is started for the above 0 value. Okay, 0 minus 10 is the residual voltage. Okay, that is the EMF build-up in the DC generator. Okay, this is 0. Okay, field current is 0. Next, 20. Okay, this is 0.02. Next, 30. This is 0.04. Next, 40, 0.05 or 6. Okay, like that and so on. Like that and so on. Okay, by varying this rheostat, we observe these types of readings. Okay, we observe these types of readings. Okay, after completing taking that readings, okay, then we draw the OCC characteristics for self-excited DC shunt generator. Okay, this is the E0 or the EG. Okay, this is the E naught or the EG, and this is the field current IF. Okay, this is the field current IF. Okay, therefore, this is the OCC characteristics are the no load characteristics. Okay, therefore, this is the OCC characteristics are the no load characteristics. Okay, this voltage is known as the, okay, up to this point, we obtain the sum voltage. Okay, this voltage is known as the residual voltage. Residual voltage. Okay, by varying this rheostat, we obtain this OCC characteristics. Okay, by varying this rheostat, we obtain the OCC characteristics. Okay, understand, ma? This is the circuit diagram for the forming these OCC characteristics are the no load characteristics. And these are the various steps. This is the OCC characteristics line. At N1 speed, at N2 speed, at N critical, at N critical. Okay, this is the tangent for that OCC characteristics. The OCC of the shunt generator is obtained in similar way to the DC separately excited generators. Okay, by disconnecting this field winding from the armature. Therefore, the OCC curves at rated speed N RPM is shown in the figure with OD as the residual voltage. Okay, O to D point. Okay, this is the D point with OD is the residual voltage. Later, RF line is drawn, which is a straight line passing through the origin having a slope of its value RF. Okay, this is the slope of its value RF. And draw the tangent for that OCC characteristics. Okay, it gives the slope. This RF line is interact the OCC at a point M. Okay, this is at a point M that will be interacted and gives the rated voltage. Okay, this point gives the rated voltage. If the RF value is increases, then the slope increase and the voltage generated by the generator reduces. And if the value of RF is such that, okay, it becomes the tangential to the given OCC. Okay, this is the tangential to the given OCC. Okay, by using this RF line, we will calculate the voltage, rated voltage. At the critical field resistance, the EMF or voltage of that generator will be small. And this is the procedure for that voltage. Next, what are the conditions to build up that generated EMF? Okay, we are following the different conditions. Okay, that will be generate that EMF. Okay, first condition is the magnets in the mission must have a residual flux. Okay, we are taking the two permanent magnets, that is north and the south pole. Okay, that will be that already explained in the construction and working. Okay, we are having the magnets. Okay, that magnets we are taking the residual magnets. Okay, therefore the field winding connections should be such that the residual flux is strengthened by the field current in the coil. Okay, if due to this no voltage is being built up, the reverse the field terminal connections. Okay, the field winding connections should be such that, okay, therefore the residual flux is strengthened by the field currents. Okay, that residual flux is strengthened by the field currents. Okay, if due to this no voltage is being built up, okay, reverse the field term, therefore no voltage is built up. Okay, therefore the total field circuit resistance must be less than the critical field resistance. Total circuit resistance is less than the critical field resistance. Okay, the speed of the generator must be greater than the critical speed. Therefore, the speed of the generator is greater than the critical speed. Okay, these are the sum of the condition to build up the voltage, and these are the various characteristics, OCC characteristics for separately excited and self-excited DC generators. Next, what are the applications are there? Okay, in the DC generator. Okay, how many types of generators are there? We have basically two types, separately excited and self-excited. Okay, in that self-excited, again it will be divided into three types: shunt, series, compound. Okay, totally we are having the four types of DC generators. Okay, what are the applications are there where it will be used? Okay, first generator is the separately excited DC generator. Okay, because of their ability of giving wide range of voltage output, they are generally used testing purposes in the laboratory. Okay, this type of separately excited machines are used for the testing purposes in the laboratories. Okay, and we are using the supply source of DC motors, Ward-Leonard system of the speed control. And in the case of speed controls, we are using the separately excited GC in the laboratory's purpose and input for that DC motors and Ward-Leonard speed applications. Next, coming to the coming to the shunt generator, it having the dropping voltage characteristics. Shunt generator means dropping voltage characteristics. This type of generators are used for lighting purpose, charging batteries, lightning and the charging batteries. Okay. Why we are using for the charging batteries means the constant output voltage and lightning purpose and charging. Okay, next coming to the series generator. Small power supplies. And for series generator, okay, what are the applications are there means? Locomotives, DC locomotives for regenerative braking. And also this will be used for railway services and series arc lightnings. Okay, locomotives, railway service, lightning, series arc lightnings. Okay, these series generators are used for locomotive, regenerative brakings, railways and lightning, series arc lightnings. Next, coming to the last type, that is compound motor. Okay, this type of compound motor, we are having the two types of compound motors are there, that is cumulatively compound and differentially compound. Okay, this cumulatively type of compound generators are used lightning, power supply purposes, heavy power services. Why? Because means it having the constant voltage. And we are using for driving a motor. Okay. Flat compound generators are used for small distance operations, hotels, office, homes, and lodges. Okay, in this case, we are using the compound generators for small distance power supply. And differential compound generators are used for arc weldings, Okay, these are the various applications for the different types of DC generators. Okay, understand, ma?